Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today in the venue and from around the world. The moment you've all been waiting for, the final round of a City-Tech Tokyo Awards, will be beginning in just a moment. My name is Justin Patterson, your host and MC for today. さあ皆様大変長らくお待たせいたしました。
Now we'd like to begin. Thank you very much for coming to City-Tech Tokyo. I will be acting as the MC. My name is Justin Patterson.
この後はですね、基本
And I'll be proceeding with English. If you would like to listen to Japanese, then adjust to channel 1 on your simultaneous interpretation receivers to listen to the Japanese simultaneous interpretation.
Starting the City-Tech Challenge final round, which will be held here on this stage. So the City-Tech Challenge, as you know, is a pitch contest that decides the #1 city-related tech that is essential for realizing sustainable cities. There were entries from 338 companies from 35 countries around the world. And from among those, 7 finalists who passed the semifinal round of evaluation yesterday will be pitching here on this stage in just a moment. And the winner of the final round will receive a prize of 10 million Japanese yen. So first off, I would like to introduce the judges for our pitch contest, the final round. When I read out their names, I'd like to ask them to please come up to the stage. And if all of our audience members would give them a round of applause as they come up to the stage, we would really appreciate it. So first off, the managing director at Techstars, Mr. Andres Barreto. All right, moving on. Executive Director, Market Launch at 500 Global, Ling Lim. Next, Co-Founder, Managing Partner at Remarkable Ventures and ERA, Mr. Murat Aktihanoglu. Moving on, General Partner at Empower Partners, Matsui. And next up, Founder, Senior Managing Director at Sozo Ventures, Mr. Koichiro Nakamura. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with a few words from each of our judges. So, Andres, can you give us a few words?
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very excited to see the future of sustainability and the future of cities this evening.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. My name is Ling. I'm representing 500 Global. Really excited to see the startups that we have with us here today.
Thank you. Murat?
Thank you very much. We are a climate VC fund from New York City. I'm very, very proud to see Tokyo Metropolitan Government and Japan organizing this amazing conference. And this is going to be a great last final step for the conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Kathy?
Hi, our fund is Japan's first ESG-focused VC fund, so really excited about the theme, which is sustainable cities. I know all of you are very nervous, but ganbatte kudasai.
All right, thank you very much. And last but not least, Koichiro-san.
Hi, Sozo Venture is the #1 global expansion fund from Silicon Valley. We are very excited to support the company from Japan.
All right, thank you very much. So let's all our judges to please return to your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our judges. Looking forward to your judging and, of course, all of your comments. Thank you very much. All right, so now I'd like to also introduce the companies that will be pitching here on the stage. First off is Synspective Incorporated. After that, Blue Space AI Incorporated, Tractable Limited, Turing Chain Ltd, Ultrapax Pte. Limited, Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Limited, and Kyoto Fusioneering Limited. So they will go in this order. Also, just a couple of sort of housekeeping details about today. So this is the order of the pitches they will be going in. In between, we will be having some introductions to the gold sponsors of our event today. The results for our final round should be out around 6 p.m. today, and our entire schedule, our entire event, should be finishing around 6:30 p.m. So before we get started, let me tell you just a little bit about the rules for our pitch contest. It's very simple. There will be a 5-minute pitch followed by 3 minutes for Q&A. Please note that only the judges will have the opportunity to ask questions to the presenters. If you have any questions for them or anything, please be sure and talk to them after the event is finished. So if we are ready to go, we're going to just jump into it with our first presenter. Okay, so let's get started. First off, Sinspective Incorporated Business Strategy Officer, Management Strategy Office, Reina Saiki to the stage. Everyone give her a round of applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Reina Saiki and I am here to represent Sinspective. Our mission is to develop innovative ways to use satellite data to implement data-driven solutions for a more sustainable future. A little bit more about who we are. Sinspective is a Tokyo-based company with a diverse and talented team of over 170 members from 29 different countries. Since we were founded in 2018, we have raised $200 million in funding, and we have been recognized both in Japan and globally as a leading startup within the space industry. In terms of what we do, Sinspective develops, manufactures, and operates what are called synthetic aperture radar satellites, or SAR satellites. Now, compared to optical satellites that are highly dependent on sunlight and weather conditions, SAR satellites are unique in that they can gather data regardless of the time of day or weather conditions, enabling 24-hour all-weather Earth observation. As you can see here, SAR satellites emit microwaves that can capture changes in the Earth's surface. And Sinspective currently has 3 satellites in orbit, and we are aiming to build a 30-satellite constellation system in the very near future. Now, using these SAR satellites, we have primarily 2 services. The first involves generating data from our SAR satellite constellation and directly selling this data to our customers, primarily government users and data analytics companies. And our second service also involves SAR satellite data, but we combine this with other satellite data, other big data, use machine learning, data science to develop cloud-based solution services that our customers can easily access and easily use without any expertise in SAR satellite data. So today, I'd like to introduce just one of our solutions. This is our land displacement monitoring solution, or LDM solution. LDM utilizes SAR satellite data, detects land displacement across a wide area and across time, and analyzes ground risks through persistent monitoring of millimeter-scale surface changes. What this means is that our customers can greatly reduce the cost, the time, the manpower that is traditionally required for land displacement analysis. I'd like to introduce a use case that we conducted with JICA, or the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and Guatemala City. Guatemala is a mountainous country with several volcanoes, and similar to Japan, it is very prone to disaster risks. Even just recently, the capital city has been hit by devastating earthquakes, landslides, sinkholes, and so on. So we utilized LDM in Guatemala City, and by using it, we were able to identify 3 land risk hotspots for subsidence and for landslides that were previously not known to Guatemalan officials. And here is a demo of our LDM solution. We see here Guatemala City, and we're looking at vertical land displacement. We want to see where land subsidence or the ground sinking is potentially occurring. So we're isolating that data by filtering out data that is detecting land uplift or the ground rising. And you can see here 3 areas that were identified where land subsidence is clearly progressing across 3 years, which is the time frame that we were looking at. And in this way, LDM was used to detect land displacement and ground movement risks at an early stage, reduce the on-site land surveying costs, and contribute to the building of a smarter disaster prevention management system in Guatemala City and the protection of urban city life and infrastructure. And lastly, we aim to continue to develop our solutions lineup so that we can help to solve the various issues and challenges that cities today face, including urban flooding, disaster management, aging infrastructure, and more. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. So do we have any questions from our judges? Okay, Kathy.
Thank you for your presentation. Just curious, who are your main competitors globally? I think there are a couple other companies doing this. And how do you differentiate yourselves?
Sure. There's actually only a handful of 4 or 5 companies that have actually the proven track record of launching and operating satellites in orbit. But yes, we do have competitors. There's one in Japan, there's a few in Europe, and in the US as well. The main difference, I would say, is that we offer both hardware development and software development, which is quite unique, that other satellite operators do not do. It's either satellite operations or utilizing the data and producing solutions. And we do both. We have a hardware team and a software team. And so we have what we call vertical integrated service. And because of that, our team, satellite development team and solution team, work side by side together, exchanging feedback from customers, brainstorming together about how we should develop the next generation satellites. So we can take a very market-driven approach for both our solutions development and our satellite development.
All right, thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay, Koichiro-san.
What's the scale of the detection? I mean, what's the square meter feet or centimeter feet you can detect?
Yeah, our swath is 10 to 30 kilometers, and our resolution is 1 meter.
Okay, do we have any other questions from our judges? If there are none, then we'll go ahead and move on. All right, thank you very much. That was Synspective Incorporated. Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Okay, so now it's time to move on to our next presenter. From Blue Space AI Incorporated, let's welcome co-founder, CEO, and president, Christine Moon. A round of applause.
I'm Christine Moon, co-founder of Blue Space.ai. I need this music every morning when I start out my day. So the key, what we deliver is explainable and scalable AI. The key word to focus on is scalable, tying it to sustainable. My co-founder, Joel, and I were coming out of another startup called Drive.ai, which was spun out of Stanford AI Lab. We were providing autonomy solution. And I have to admit, a lot of the existing autonomy solution is not scalable. It's very custom and bespoke. So we had to ask the question, how can we do more with less? And to bring it to the context of where we are today, how do you build smart cities? Whether on Earth or in space. We were the finalist winner for NASA's iTech Challenge. And you think about, how do you build smart cities? Well, guess what? When you're about to build a smart city, the environment you operate in is actually very not smart. And what I mean by that, if you were to Google, how do I build a smart city? You need, number 1, data, lots of it. Number 2, you need network, 5G network at minimum. And number 3, you need to power all the technology. And lastly but not least, you need a scalable, repeatable technology. All those things I just mentioned is also very important for autonomy. Because for you to have a solution that cannot address all these scenarios listed here is what we're suffering from today. We cannot expect all these different scenarios, whether it's two cars that were one, moving as one, becoming one, or weird objects that you've never seen. Who knows what we'll encounter in Mars, or things that are falling out. With the current approach that relies on training, lots of it, you have to have seen it before for you to be able to address that. And that's the sort of the deficiency that exists. Well, we have a solution that addresses that. And thanks to the hardware innovation that you see in the upper right corner called 4D sensors, because you also need sensors to power smart cities, we're able to get to a scalable solution. And hardware is hard. There's lots of them, including well-known Intel Mobileye, who used to be just vision-based, but they're also relying on LiDARs and radars. Well, we, the software player, BlueSpace, is interoperable across all these sensors, which gives our customers, smart cities, heavy industries, logistics plays, ability to pick and choose what they want to do. So what that results in is where you see BlueSpace, which is explainable, scalable, repeatable in many different cities, not just here in Tokyo, but in other parts of the world, Middle East, and many more to come. And what that means is that it gives us advantage in terms of, one, time to market. We don't have to develop something from zero all over again. It also cuts out what you see in the orange. According to McKinsey, you're incurring, after you've spent $1 billion building hardware and software, you're spending $2 billion recurring to upkeep that software. And that's all the data collected, annotated, and training. And we cut that out because we remove the external dependencies, where there's data sets to be annotated with humans, there's HD mapping to get going, to move an inch even. And sometimes you don't have access, even if you had all the money in the world to get access to the data, because it doesn't exist. In fact, it took 10 years to map Mars. And you can imagine not enough data in outer space or any new place. So what we do is we define things by motion. We don't ask, what is that? Have we seen that before? We say, how is it moving, and how can I navigate safely? Or we sometimes ask, how is it not moving? Because that's also important. And also important to know, how are we moving? Because there's sometimes no network, and you have to be ready for that. And our performance, there's two columns. One is compared to RTK ground truth, which is exactly how the objects are moving. And the one on the right is telling you, compared to the conventional approach, how do we do in terms of accuracy? We do 10x, 50x, and up to 100x better. Well, it's also important to move not only one type of vehicle, but many different types, whether it's wheeled vehicles or legged vehicles, many. Here, they only allowed us to show one video, but there's a lot on that link that I can provide you with. But here's an example. This is actually Utah, but this could well be Yokohama, Osaka, or somewhere else. You see that truck coming in front of us. What our software sees the below at the bottom. Dark blue is where it is. Light blue is where it will be, predictive perception. So we can look out. Here's an example of where you see the part. You don't know what it is. You only see the part, a sliver, yet we track the motion. And that's occlusion. And we see humans. Humans are notorious for breaking the rules. It goes under the truck and walks across. You see where the person is in dark blue, where it will be in light blue. And application of this is plenty, on-road and off-road, whether it's industrial, mining, logistics, or off-road for defense. In fact, we were awarded $1.6 million by the US Army to enhance their unmanned ground vehicles' perception capabilities.
Christine, I'm sorry, we're going to have to cut in. We're all over time. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, if you would.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our question and answer session right away. Does anyone have any questions for Christine? Okay, Andres, if you would.
Christine, what's the one thing you wish you would have had more time to say?
Good.
This slide, autonomy is just starting. Automation is just starting. It's not about robo-taxis. It's about building sustainable future.
Thank you very much. All right, Murat.
And to add on top of that, you don't really create navigation software, but you're the perception layer, correct?
Right. Very good question. We actually, yes and no. Autonomy starts with perception, prediction, and motion control and planning. The first two pieces critical. That's the hardest piece. Motion control is determined by the vehicle type. OEMs are very good at what they build, and we work together to make it happen. So we can do motion as well.
And you're active in all these industries right now, or?
We are actively involved with heavy industries, defense, off-road sensing capabilities have a lot to go. So that's where we're excelling right now.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Okay, Koichiro-san, yes.
Who is the ultimate customer?
Who is what?
Ultimate customer.
Ultimate. It's anyone who can take this and develop applications that's appropriate for the ODD. It can be infrastructure, it can be moving vehicles, so it's B2B play. Not the consumers, but B2B play where it's a licensing model.
The hardware manufacturer or software operator?
Now it's becoming somewhat blurry. Software is doing hardware, hardware is doing software. So example of software play can be like, I'm pretty good with what I have, but I want redundancy, dual redundancy. So Blue Space, step in here because you are explainable, so third party can validate you, so I want to use you for that. Hardware guys can say, you know what, I'm going to be honest, I have nothing. I have a great vehicle, can you automate this? So both.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Lim? Yes, please.
Maybe just one adding on to that. On this slide, you have a beautiful, vision of where you're going to go. But from your experience so far, where have you been able to penetrate the easiest?
Yeah, so the ones who are innovating are the hardware guys. And hardware guys try to do software, as I just said, but they come to us and say, we tried, can you help us? So that's where at CES, we're in a couple of booths of hardware manufacturers, tier 1s, tier 2s, and OEMs. And that's where we're excelling in terms of furthering their innovation. We're not saying we solved everything, but we're working together to make it happen for that sustainable future.
Okay, I think that is about all the time we have for questions. Thank you very much. That was Blue Space AI Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay, so now it's time to move on to our next startup. Next up is Tractable Limited Customer Success APAC. Ms. Andrea Lee to the stage. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hello everyone, I'm Andrea from Tractable. Today I'm here to pitch to you how Tractable can tangibly improve the lives of homeowners impacted by climate change. Our property estimated solution uses AI to ensure accurate home damage appraisal and that homeowners receive an indemnity payout from the insurers into their banks in days or hours when previously it could take months. We see that climate change is increasing the severity and frequency of natural disasters. In fact, climate change is expected to exacerbate the impact of damages to homes by 5-fold in the next few decades. Last year, Typhoon Namadol devastated southern Japan, bringing about more than 1.2 billion in property damages. Now, when a property is damaged, the standard procedure is that a homeowner contacts their insurer and goes through an extremely lengthy, manual, paper-based process to receive an indemnity payout. But when a huge typhoon occurs, there's a lack of appraisers on the ground, and the typical cycle time takes 20 to 50 days. If insurance companies fail to innovate, and with less appraisers in the industry each year, people's lives are only going to become more severely affected, making it more difficult to recover back to normal life. With our property estimated solution, Tractable is here to disrupt and to set a new industry standard for disaster recovery. Launched in Japan 2 typhoon seasons ago, our AI is able to produce an accurate cost estimate in minutes consistently. We also have the track record to prove that all this is possible. Last typhoon season, we processed more than 1,000 life claims with 3 insurance clients. In fact, when Typhoon Namadol hit Japan, we reached insurance settlement with a policyholder just the day after. In fact, our fastest claim reached settlement in as little as 30 minutes. And now it's time to show you the magic. So it all starts when post-disaster, a policyholder gets in contact with the insurer to do a first notice of loss. Immediately, a web link is sent to their mobile phone. Upon opening the link, a set of illustrations and instructions will guide the user to upload their photos of damage. The user can select the relevant damage area from a drop-down bar, and multiple damage areas can be selected. Next, the on-screen instructions will guide the user to take both an overview as well as a close-up photo. When the user is satisfied, they can choose to submit the application. Immediately, our AI begins assessing the damage, and the user is informed that their application is complete. Now, on the back end, the claim handler is notified in their portal that estimate has been created. They can then choose, just give it a minute. Yep. So they can then choose to accept the estimate or modify it if required. Upon accepting the estimate, a message is sent to the policyholder letting them know that their estimate is ready for review. They can then choose to accept the estimate and the indemnity payout in the link. Upon doing so, the insurance company is notified to start processing the payout. So now you must be wondering, well, why Tractable? At Tractable, our vision is to harness the power of AI to assess, repair, and to protect homes. To date, we have partnered with more than 30 of the top global insurers, and in Japan, our insurance clients represent more than 90% of the P&C insurance market. In 2021, we were branded the world's first computer vision unicorn for insurance and financial services. And thankfully, our tech superiority is well recognized across the board. We were included in CB Insight's Global AI Top 100 list, branded as a leader with best-in-class technology for P&C insurance claims. In 2021, just last year, we were branded the world's second-best insurtech company. In Japan, the mega insurers trust in our technology, share in our vision, and enjoy working with us to help homeowners recover faster in a time of great vulnerability. It is our hope to take this incredible technology from Japan and expand it all over the world. Recently, everyone is talking about how automation and artificial intelligence will change the world as we know it tomorrow. But I'm here today to let you know that at Tractable, this transformation has already begun. Thank you very much.
All right, Andrea, thank you very much. And so we'll just go ahead and jump into our Q&A. Do we have any questions from our judges? Okay, Kathy?
Thanks for the presentation. Do you have any plans long-term for other applications outside of insurance?
Yes, thank you very much for your question. So as I mentioned, our current partners in Japan are mainly insurance companies, but we do see the opportunity to work with the government, the public sector. So right now, our technology is to do visual damage assessment, and with insurance customers, we offer the speedy payment use case. So we couple the visual damage appraisal with a pricing technology that helps to produce an estimate. But if we were to work with governments, we can actually help to produce a damage certificate after typhoon happens, and this is something that we are trying to expand into, a use case we're trying to expand into and look into in the medium to long term. Thank you.
Okay, Murat?
Thank you very much. Very impressive technology. So we've seen companies in the space before. Is there any manual interception in the process? Is there anyone looking over the algorithm and saying this is correct?
Thank you very much. Okay, so how it happens is that our AI first does the damage appraisal. But at the very last step, we actually have our in-house human appraisers just to make sure that the estimate is correct. And to ensure that we're regulatory compliant, there is a step in the operational workflow, which I mentioned before, where the insurance company actually has to approve the claim before that claim is sent out to the policyholder. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions? Lim?
So a question around expansion.
Yep.
Right, you talked about going global.
Yep.
In terms of your next steps itself, are you looking to expand into new cities first, or maybe new use cases or new clients first?
Thank you very much, Ling. Yep. So in terms of expansion, we have, I think, global geographical expansion as well as to expansion within Japan. So in terms of global expansion, Our next step really is to expand into the North America market because North America has the largest market opportunity in terms of P&C claims. And then in terms of expansion within Japan, what we really want to do is to make sure that we're creating the new industry standard for disaster recovery, as I mentioned. And so what we really want to do is to further evolve the process and to make sure that our insurance clients really adopt and try to fundamentally change their operational workflow to use our property estimator solution.
Okay, I think that's all the time we have for questions. Thank you very much. That was Tractable Limited. Arigatou gozaimashita. Another round of applause. Okay, now we'll be moving on to our next presenter. I think he is ready to go. So let's welcome Touring Chain Limited's CEO, Mr. Jeff Hu. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeff. I'm the CEO and founder of Touring Chain Ltd. We create touring certs that is a digital identity for small cities. So basically, we help governments, schools, enterprises to issue paperless e-certificate on blockchain. That's the thing we do. And right now, we are collaborating with Dun & Bradstreet to provide company and authenticated ESG reports. So basically, you can imagine us as a digital stamp. For every ESG report produced, you can put a stamp on it to make it verified. We just successfully raised our pre-series A round and expand to Japan quickly. Even though it only takes 2 years, but we quickly expand to 9 countries and regions for now. So Japan, US, Europe are our major markets, and Japan will be a 2023 focus for our companies. Right now, more than 65,000 of certificate has been secured on the public blockchain. We have more than 15 governments using our services, or over 150 organizations, companies. They're issuing paperless certificates by our technology. We have WHO, the World Health Organization. They issued 20,000 certificates in a large conference in Geneva this year to go paperless. APEC, they digitize all their documents by our technology in one of their forums, and a few more in the coming futures. So top university like Harvard, UC Berkeley, they're also our clients. We are well trusted by governments. So even the headquarters of Taiwan, Taipei City, they issue 20,000 for all the high school students based in Taiwan on our services. And we have the DX department led by OJ Tom. OJ Tom actually gave us a lot of support and advice, making Touring Certs a national official certificate platform in Taiwan right now. We also have clients in Japan, so we help Tokyo City and MIC to issue quite a few paperless blockchain-based certifications. We have a team from cybersecurity expert. I'm the tech background, used to study in UC Berkeley. We have people based in Japan, a team of 4, trying to expand real quick. We are invested and backed by the first ever Google president based in Taiwan, Dr. Jen, and also we are invested by Morgan Stanley CEO, Wallace, in Taiwan. Our advisors are from Google, LinkedIn, and Temasek. So talking about the market is real huge when we want to digitalize the entire small city. Talking about education, solely, it's around $22 billion US already. Here we have Touring Certs. You can imagine like every single one of us, you can collect, receive your birth certificates, your educational journey, your work journey, your healthcare data, your financial data, everything in one place at a web app, maybe on your fingerprint, on your iPad Pal. And then you make yourself a portable identity, go everywhere, people can verify your identity and know who you are, and you are the data owner and controller. That's the thing we're building for the future. Governments, organization, they can easily issue thousands of certificates within a few minutes. It will be all paperless. So the entire cycle of issue, receive, verify, go from months and weeks to just 15 minutes. And we want to improve that to the further extent. We charge by SaaS model, so annual subscription, tiered pricing, so easily to get the client on board. That's the way we expand. It's free right now for verify and receive certificates. And we'll provide more monetized the solution for the premium model for end user, and also the data analytics model for the people who want to verify the certificates. We also emphasize the more importantly things, ESG parts. So we are aiming at SDG 4, education. Number 8, work. Number 13, the carbon reduction. We reduce paper to 100% usage, 0, and also we reduce the carbon usage to only 2.5%, saving time, people, and cost. We are talking about the competitors. We have a lot used to in the United States and Europe, but we surpassed the adoption really quick because we are 4 times faster for client boarding, 5 times less cost, 10 times more clients in Taiwan, and 2 times more safety control and cybersecurity compliance in our system. And the trust is the core of the technology. For example, we do education certificate for Harvard, Berkeley. We did it for WHO, APAC, Taoyuan City for the proof of employment for the governments. We also did it for a real estate company who use us to authenticate their financial documents and their contracts so you can store for a long time. ESG company, they use us to produce a verified, trustworthy ESG report. Every single data point can be verified, so when you open up the report, it's not just paper piles. Every data point you can trace back to the origin, and that's the thing we want to do because it's based on trust. We move from the certificate machine to the data-driven company, to a trust center, and finally a lifelong passport. We are Twinsurts. We are building smart city right here, right now in Japan, and we start from Tokyo. Thank you so much. I'm Jeff. We're Twinsurts.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to our Q&A. Murat, you've already got your mic ready to go, so if you would.
Thank you, Jeff. Very impressive. Which chain are you running this on?
IOTA Foundation. IOTA, based in Germany.
So if I may ask one question, which is, blockchain is like open to everyone. Like I can write into it, you can write into it. I'm trying to understand like what is the value add you are providing because the blockchain exists. It's an open source ledger, and it's open to anyone to write and read from. So like, why would a government pay you $10,000 a year to write into a public blockchain? I'm really not seeing the value. If you can explain. Yeah,
that's a really good question. Like everyone can build a tech about putting certificate on blockchain easily, right? Blockchain is open there, people can use it. And IOTA, they also have like 0 transaction fee for some kind of certain use cases. So what is value we're providing? The first stage, cybersecurity. We have a lot of cybersecurity experts in our team. We try to make sure when the government puts in those identity data, our database, our way of encrypting, e-signing the data are more safer than the old way the government are using right now. But then you're writing them onto the blockchain, which is open to everyone. And we made it encrypted. So you can imagine like for every data sources, the raw data stored in the government side. That the government e-sign the data, so we know the source. E-sign data, we make that encrypted, and we put that verifiable hash onto the blockchain. So blockchain is only for the receipt verification. So that's how the way we keep the raw data, and we make it easily to be accessible and verified. Thank you. That's a good question.
Okay. Any other questions from our judges? Okay.
Yes.
Who implemented your system? Do you implement your system to make it available for the customer, or do you work with a solution provider for them?
We did it by ourselves. So you can imagine like Twinsurts, our core technology, we have 4 parts. One is a digital signature, so we use RSA, asymmetry encryption by our technology people. The second one is hash message. We put together the integrity of the records, so make sure, no one changed it. The first one is about no source has been changed, right? The third one, we use the public blockchain to make sure it can be stored for a long time, 20 years, 30 years. The fourth part of the technology is we have a lot of cybersecurity and privacy compliance to make sure it is GDPR compliant. It is ISO 27001, 27701 compliant. So all the governments will trust us because, they are under the same compliance structure and box. So that's the thing, how we quickly connect to 9 countries and places over there. So that's the thing we did in our technology, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. That's all the time we have for questions. That was Turing Chain Limited. Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, so before we go on to our next presenter, we'd like to take a look at some of the companies that supported this event as gold sponsors. So if you please direct your attention to the screen, let's take a look. Here we go.
エネルギー事業が 70% 以上を占めるビジネスなのですけれども、このもとにですね、石油開発 そして金属事業、こういったグループ会社を持っている大きなコングロマリットというふうに捉えていただければなと思います。2040年では再生可能エネルギーを使用しないそんな世界観であったり、多くのものが電動化されているといったそんな世界観を想像されるんですけども、そこに到達するときに飛ばないといけない。でこれをですね、やっぱり達成していくにあたって今までのやり方ではない形でやっぱりやっていく。そういうイノベーションパートナーズの成り立ちがあるかと思っております。スタートアップの方々のみならず、私たちの社内の中でも現場のは一体何を実現したいんですか。でこれが非常に大切なところで、一番最初にパートナーとして互いのために確認し合うことが目指せる世界観、共通の世界観が持てるかと。まずやっぱりコンセプト的なのは刺さる。それはどこに刺さったか、五感に刺さる。これいいねって感じる。やっぱりそういったものをやっぱり出していきたい。そこをですね、非常に大切にしていきたいなと思います。エネルギーイノベーションパートナーズ合同会社はスタートアップ、そして、新たなアイデアを持ったそんな方々とですね、世界観を共有し合って2040年に動き出したいと思います。一緒に具体的に前に進んでまいりましょう。よろしくお願いします。
彼は宮崎拓也。オープンして半年の大豆ミートを使用したハンバーガー店を経営している。ネットでも話題になり、お店が急に忙しくなってきた。彼は個人用のカードで経費を処理していたため、プライベートとビジネスの仕分けに時間を取られていた。そんな時に取引先が教えてくれたのがアメリカンエキスプレスのビジネスカード。大企業の人しか持てないと思っていた彼だったが、申し込んでみると自分の会社名が刻まれたビジネスカードが届いた。会計ソフトとの連携で経費処理がスムーズに。彼はお店をさらに大きくするためアメックスの担当者に相談。カードが使える仕入れ先を紹介してもらい、お店の設備を次々と充実させていった。拓也のハンバーガー店は今日も成長を続けている。成長を目指す全てのビジネスオーナーにアメリカンエキスプレスのビジネスカード。
あらゆる時がシームレスに交わる。テクノロジーとアイデアが自由につながる。コミュニケーションが加速する。数々の思いが新たな価値を生み出す。これまでもこれからもこの街では人が、テクノロジーが、アイデアが、そして思いが進化する。丸の内エフェクト。丸の内で動く、世界が動く。三菱地所。
多様な知識、豊かな人材が集まり掛け合わされるからこそ新たな価値が生まれてくる。産官学、そして街がつながるからこそ可能性の枠が広がる。 T-MIP は大企業とスタートアップ、産官学が連携し、グローバルなマーケットに向けたイノベーションの創出を支援するプラットフォーム。
イノベーションって多様性のぶつかり合いから生まれるかなと思ってまして、ちょっと遠い業界とかスタートアップとかとの出会いみたいな、そこから生まれることが多いんですよね。
多様な人が集まって離れた地と地、人が持っている地と地が組み合わさるという意味では、実は丸の内ほど重要な場所は日本でないと言っても過言じゃないと思います。
ドキドキする街にワクワクを詰め込め。丸の内発のイノベーションが世界を変える。 T-MIP。
いつかきっと作っちゃおう。すごいもの作っちゃおう。作るって楽しいよ。やってみよう。カンガルーとウキウキなんだかゾクゾク。ニヤニヤしちゃう
どもたちに誇れる仕事を。清水建設。
彼は宮崎拓也。オープンして半年の大豆ミートを使用したハンバーガー店を経営している。ネットでも話題になり、お店が急に忙しくなってきた。彼は個人用のカードで経費を処理していたため、プライベートとビジネスの仕分けに時間を取られていた。そんな時に取引先が教えてくれたのがアメリカンエキスプレスのビジネスカード。大企業の人しか持てないと思っていた彼だったが、申し込んでみると自分の会社名が刻まれたビジネスカードが届いた。会計ソフトとの連携で経費処理がスムーズに。彼はお店をさらに大きくするためアメックスの担当者に相談。カードが使える仕入れ先を紹介してもらい、お店の設備を次々と充実させていった。拓也のハンバーガー店は今日も成長を続けている。成長を目指す全てのビジネスオーナーにアメリカンエキスプレスのビジネスカード。
あらゆる時がシームレスに交わる。テクノロジーとアイデアが自由につながる。コミュニケーションが加速する。数々の思いが新たな価値を生み出す。これまでもこれからもこの街では人がテクノロジーがアイデアがそして思いが進化する。丸の内エフェクト。丸の内で動く世界が動く三菱地所。
多様な知識、豊かな人材が集まり掛け合わされるからこそ新たな価値が生まれてくる。産官学、そして街がつながるからこそ可能性の枠が広がる。 T-MIP は大企業とスタートアップ、産官学が連携し、グローバルなマーケットに向けたイノベーションの創出を支援するプラットフォーム。
イノベーションって多様性のぶつかり合いから生まれるかなと思ってまして、ちょっと遠い業界とかスタートアップとかとの出会いみたいな、そこから生まれることが多いんですよね。
多様な人が集まって離れた地と地、人が持っている地と地が組み合わさるという意味では、実は丸の内ほど重要な場所は日本でないと言っても過言じゃないと思います。
ドキドキする街にワクワクを詰め込め。丸の内発のイノベーションが世界を変える。 T-MIP。
いつかきっと作っちゃおう。すごいもの作っちゃおう。作るって楽しいよ。やってみよう。考えるとウキウキな。なんかゾクゾクニヤニヤしちゃうよ。まだ作らなきゃダメだぞ。絶対絶対できるよ。本当にできるよね。未来
子供たちに誇れる仕事を。清水建設。
Okay, everybody, that's it for our gold sponsor promos. So let's get back to the City Tech Challenge Final. So we're going to kick things off with UltraPax Pte. Ltd. founder and CEO, Karen Cheah. Let's give her a round of applause.
afternoon. I'm Karen, the founder and CEO of Ultipax. Ultipax is a Singapore-based new materials startup that upcycles food thrown out by manufacturers to create an alternative to plastic containers. Countries around the world are concerned about food production. But what about the food that is wasted and lost, especially in urban communities? 1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted or lost. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12 on responsible consumption and production aims for a 50% reduction in food waste and loss by 2030. At the same time, our oceans are being polluted by marine plastic pollution caused by plastic food containers with food inside. These are the top 5 countries in the world challenged by marine plastic pollution, partly due to their underdeveloped waste management systems. Would it surprise you to know that these same 5 countries produce 1/4 of the world's spent grains, what is disposed after malted drinks are brewed, such as Milo or beer? We can potentially take all of these spent grains and upcycle to create an alternative to plastic packaging needs. The raw material spent grains can be found in nearly all countries around the world. As long as you're drinking beer, you make me very happy. That's my raw material. Japan, for example, is 7th in the world for beer output. Raw spent grains is moist and spoils easily. Our proprietary technology allows us to convert this into 2 forms, eco-containers and biopellets. The Ultipax food containers are able to be made out of both spent grains and agricultural waste. They provide the functionalities of plastic containers without the negative environmental impact. They are also FDA as well as Singapore SFA certified for food contact. The containers can hold wet and oily foods. They can go from freezer to microwave, as well as being reused after washing. A little known fact is that when food is not drained out from plastic containers, it will contaminate the food recycling outcomes. Because the Ultipax container is made up of 100% organic waste, there is no need to segregate the container from the food waste. The material can also hold temperatures from -18 degrees Celsius to over 260 degrees Celsius, but it is home compostable. According to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, home compostability can divert up to 150 kilograms of food waste per household per year from going to be collected from local collection authorities. The other material we produced are the biopellets. Plastic manufacturers today have an existing infrastructure of manufacturing machines that use an input of petroleum-based resins. The Ultipax biopellets are an alternative to these petroleum-based resins for us to use in the same standard manufacturing machines to be able to create our eco-containers. It's still a work in progress as we are refining the formulation, but so far we've created both thin-walled and thick-walled reusable eco-containers with our biopellets. Our technology also allows us to include other forms of agricultural waste, and we're currently using disposed coconut shells. Ultipax provides new economic value by repurposing the grains to return it back into the supply chain in order to, at a higher value, in order to replace plastic resins and plastic food containers. But in the long term, what we are working towards is to create other forms of the material so that it can be a new material provided to other industries and manufacturers for them to create their own packaging and products. We've created pilots and been doing pilots across the world. In Singapore, we've provided the Ultipax containers to both hotels as well as F&B, in Vietnam to restaurant food chains, and in Indonesia, we've worked with the United Nations Development Programme to combat plastic pollution in Mandalika. The Ultipax team has over 20 years of complementary skill sets in marketing, finance, manufacturing, and R&D. We come from 5 countries, Singapore, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Japan. At Ultipax, food loss can be transformed. Going green does not have to cost the earth. And with your consideration, we can be the change makers for a new generation to throw out this throwaway culture. Thank you.
All right, Karen, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to our Q&A. Kathy already has her hand up. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You want to go?
Two quick questions. First, what is the cost differential versus conventional plastic or other alternative materials for packaging? And second, is your business model a licensing model, or are you actually going to produce these pellets in the package?
Okay, so to address the first one, in terms of cost comparison as well as cost competitiveness with plastics, we are currently a minimum of 15 to 30% more expensive than plastic alternatives. But entering the market, we are price competitive with eco-friendly alternatives in the market today. With sufficient volume, and we're talking currently at a production volume of 200,000 units per month, we are at 30% more expensive than plastic containers. However, when we get up to 5 million units per month, we will be price competitive with plastics. The other thing with regards to our business model, Ultrapacks is not a food containers company. We're a new materials company. But at this stage, we have no intention of licensing out our technology. What we do is we control the IP. When we manufacture and when we process our raw materials, we control it with our own teams. And they are separated. We do not intend to license at this stage.
Okay, Murat?
I may. Thank you very much. And this is very interesting. And I hope you reach the price parity soon so we can replace all the plastic containers. So on Kathy's question, then you need to build your own factories. Mm-hmm. You need lots of capital. I think Kathy is more pragmatic, like you just license it to people and people use this. My question is, the process, obviously, you cannot tell us how you do this, but when the container breaks down, is there something else in it, or is it just like the raw materials you put in? Do you add like something in it?
We add in nothing bio, nothing polymer. It's been certified. In fact, we have 2 certifications for home compostability. We also have international certification that there is absolutely no polymers or PFAS and any kind of coating. Going back to the manufacturing, just to be highly clear about it, we are cognizant of the cost of manufacturing, but because our R&D and our partners and the team have experience in China, we've already started manufacturing in China at scale, and we control the manufacturing. OEM is not the way for us. We intend to actually build a second manufacturing plant outside of China in order for us to create our containers and our raw materials.
Okay, that's all the time I'm afraid we have for the Q&A. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Ultrapacks Pte. Ltd. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to our next presenter. We've got 2 startups left for today. Next up is Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Ltd. CEO and co-founder, Mr. Alan Phua. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon. I'm Alan, co-founder and CEO of Alchemy. We're a food tech company, and our mission is to make carbs good. By lowering sugar, carbohydrates, as well as glycemic index in staple foods, beverages, and desserts. We all love the taste of our favorite carb foods, but this love has also given rise to many health issues, including diabetes. Right now, there are more diabetic patients in the world than active Amazon users. It's a very scary statistic. And our cities can never be truly sustainable if our people keep dying and have bad health. On average, we have been seeing between 10 to 50% increase in interest for products that is lower in sugar. But the truth is, consumers will only continue to buy these products if the taste is still as good as before. We have seen many products in the market that's lower in sugar. They achieve the first purchase, but did not achieve a second purchase from the same customer because the taste did not sustain that behavior. Cutting sugars and carbohydrates is very, very challenging if you don't want to affect the taste. That's why we created the Alchemy Fiber ingredient technology platform that enables food manufacturers to use less sugar, to use less flour in their products, so you have a product that's lower in sugar and lower in carb, We can also add our ingredients into food like rice in order to lower the glycemic index, or without changing the taste and texture of food that we love. And with this, you are able to enjoy your favorite indulgence without guilt. So for example, we helped the biggest bakery chain store in Singapore to lower the sugar levels in their chiffon cake from 20% to 0, with the same texture, the sweetness, the softness they expect from a chiffon cake. We have solutions that can enable ramen to be 25% less in carbohydrate, but with the same texture and the taste as before, which is why recently we received an investment from Mama Instant Noodles. They are like Nissin of Thailand, 50% market share, public listed company. They know what they are doing, and they invested because we have something that they can use. We have also solutions that can enable breads that are 25% less in carbohydrate with the same taste and texture, and we're working with many exciting partners on that. We're also able to lower glycemic index of white rice to the same level as brown rice, so you get the taste of white but the health of brown, and this is already used by many major restaurant chains out there. With this, you can enjoy a white rice and still have very stable blood sugar levels. And with this background technology, we also recently launched a collaboration together with Subway that is the second largest fast food restaurant chain in the world. So what we've helped them do is that we help them cut the sugars in their cookies by half. So with half the sugars in their cookies, we're able to still deliver 100% of the satisfaction, the same sweetness, the same texture that you expect from a Subway cookie. Right now, this is available in all outlets in Subway Singapore, and plans are already underway to bring this to more countries. With the biggest bakery chain store in Singapore, they were able to increase their selling price, and in the process, increase their gross profit margins, and they also increased the business volume by 15%. So that's both business impact as well as health impact at the same time. And with the largest chicken rice chain store in Singapore, they are using our product to serve healthier rice in 100% of the meals that they serve through their stores. And we also have FMCG companies that started using our solutions in their ready-to-eat meals. And all these are customers that has been buying our products for the last 2 years, placing orders every single month, recurring customers. We have custom-made and tailored solutions that goes in all kinds of different food categories. In fact, we are currently also working with the largest bubble tea chain store in the world to help replace the sugar that is being used in their bubble tea. On the B2B front, our products come in pure ingredients that can be used in the food manufacturer's recipe. It also comes in premixes that's based on our recipe for customers who do not even want to go into R&D, they just want to get started. And on the B2C products, we have products that helps homemaker to cook healthier rice, as well as healthier bakes at home without sacrificing on taste. And our retail products are now currently already retailing in major supermarkets, hospitals, as well as pharmacies, so it's a highly trusted product. And we also have started exporting this to the US and Philippines. We focus a lot more on B2B side of business to address this huge market potential. And currently in the market, this market is filled with generic fibers that does not do anything for carbohydrate control. It is filled with also specialty fibers that if you buy it, you have to figure out how to use it, and it's very complex, which is why Subway came to us. They have tried many of these other specialty fibers out there, but they couldn't achieve the same taste while cutting the sugars. And then there's Alchemy that provides the complete solution that requires little to no R&D for users to use. We've been invested by world-renowned investors, including Thai Union, the world's largest seafood processor. They are also a leading contract manufacturer for ready-to-eat meals, and Mama Instant Noodles, as well as insurance companies like Muang Thai Life. On the VC front, we've been invested by VCs from Singapore, from Shanghai, from South Korea, as well as the Singapore government. This year, we have started our China office. We have a team that's serving some key clients. We are also starting a team in Korea because we have received early orders from Korea. We started this company because both my grandmothers passed away due to diabetes complications. I really don't want to see anyone have to see their loved ones suffer, and I think our products has very high relevance for the consumers in the Japanese market. So we hope to meet investors as well as partners to enter this market so we can have health sustainability for the world, for those consumers here, and make cups good. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Alan. I don't know about everyone else, but if I could eat more cookies and cake, I'm definitely on board with it. Okay, do we have any questions from our judges?
Before that, can I just also add that we have already placed some food samples on your table, because as a Foodtech company, tasting is believing.
Wow.
You know, all these great things they're saying about, you know, the most common reaction people have is it real? Does it really taste good?
Well,
so if you try it, you will know.
All right, save one for me. Do we have any questions? You're free to talk while you're eating.
They're very delicious, by the way. I tried them. Thank you so much. If I remember, I think the US, then Mexico, or between those two are the countries with the most obesity and diabetes.
Yes.
I might have missed it, but what is your plan for North America?
So we are looking for partners in the US as well. The primary reason why we are not there was because of COVID. And basically COVID was the biggest reason why our growth was curtailed slightly. Because B2B is a very face-time business. And for people to try the samples, they have to be able to meet in person. And many of our key projects will start at the stage whereby the scientists couldn't get into the labs. So that has been our bottleneck so far. And as soon as last year, where some of the COVID restriction was lifted, guys like Subway sprung into action within 1 year, from first meeting to the product on the shelf. We have the collaboration now already launched. Yeah. So we definitely want to do that for the US. So we are looking for relevant investors that can put us in touch with the right key accounts. And the top tier customers that we want to serve are international QSRs like Subways, as well as FMCG companies, so like the Mondelez of the world. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? I think we got enough time for maybe one more. Koichiro-san, yes?
Are there any restriction of the import or food regulation related restriction to different countries?
So we have to register our product, but we have already gotten FDA approval in China, in Thailand, in Indonesia. We already export this to all these countries. We also export to the US. We have an FDA approval in the US. So we just have to go through the normal process as any food ingredient does. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I think we have time for maybe one more. Any others? Lim?
What's the R&D time required to actually cater to a new food category?
Yeah, so we have covered almost every category out there. So when Subway came to us, for example, we actually completed the R&D within 3 months. And it was the very first trial. The 3 months was a lot of talking and sharing. And then with that, through our own database, we already have a ready solution for them. And so for the very first production trial, it was already ready. So as you've seen from the chart earlier, now we even covered things like bubble tea. So yeah, it's a very short development time frame.
Okay, that's all for our Q&A. That was Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Limited. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our last presenter for today. I'm sure he's been waiting for a long time now. So let's welcome to the stage Kyoto Fusioneering Limited's Executive Officer, Head of Business and P&R and Marketing, Mr. Kiyoshi Seko. Let's give him a round of applause.
What do you think is the biggest challenge for human beings? It is energy and carbon emissions. We need more energy, 50% more energy by 2050. And we have to reduce carbon emissions. We have accumulated tons of thousands of carbon deaths since the Industrial Revolution. So we have to reverse this. So we need more energy with less carbon emissions. But how? Fusion energy is the answer. Fusion is a holy grail energy source for carbon neutrality. Fusion is energy source of the sun and the stars, and it is limitless energy. Fusion is also clean and safe. No carbon emission, no limit of fuel, no risk of reactor runaway, and no high-level radioactive waste. But why now? In the past, fusion development was led by the public sectors. For instance, 20 billion international project in France called ITER. There are important projects in UK, US, and Japan. Last year, finally, US National Laboratory created net energy gain. So fusion is not a mystery anymore. Fusion is real. Private fusion market is active now. Over $5 billion have been invested in private fusion companies, and some of them raised over $1 billion, backed by Bill Gates, Google, and others. According to Bloomberg, fusion market has a potential value of $40 trillion. 40 trillion, huge. So, who is Kyoto Fusioneering? Our company was established in 2019, spun out of Kyoto University. We have offices in Kyoto, Tokyo, Oxford, and Seattle. We now have 17 members globally, a truly diversified team. Our 35 tech professionals have extensive fusion experience. So our business model is like Levi's during the gold rush. We do not mine gold, but we sell jeans and shovels to gold miners. So we are an enabler for all fusion players. This means that every other fusion developers focus on fusion reaction part. However, we focus on key reactor technologies such as gyrotron systems, thermal cycle systems, and fuel cycle systems. So we are not competing with any players in the market. Rather, we are collaborating with them, so uniquely positioned in the market. We are also developing key products such as thermal cycle systems. This costs over $1 billion per reactors. This will extract heat from fusion reactions. And these are consumables, so they have to be replaced every 2 to 3 years. And this will become our sales and revenue. The other product is gyrotron. This system ignites plasma up to 100 million degrees Celsius, super hot, 10 times hotter than the sun. And this will cost $500 million per reactors. So we are developing critical components and systems to all fusion players, and we are generating revenue even now. With gyrotrons, for instance, we already have 30 million of gyrotron contracted sales from both public and private sectors. And we have over 500 million sales in the pipelines. So we are developing cutting-edge technologies. We are constructing the world's first integrated testing facility for fusion power plants. This will generate electricity by 2024. So we are built on the foundation of Japanese manufacturing supply chains. We are collaborating with 50 plus Japanese manufacturers. So we would like to revive Japan by bringing and exporting Japanese technologies to the world. So we would like to unlock the potential of Japan. Then we need support from everyone. People here, academia, regulators, government, investors, media, everyone, please support us. Thank you for listening to the Earth's Voice.
All right, Kiyoshi, thank you very much. So we're going to jump into our Q&A right away. Any questions from our judges? Okay, Koichiro-san, if you would.
I think you're a very brave person. Your business is very hard to explain 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Most difficult business to explain in 5 minutes, seriously. I do respect. One question is, you are producing the 5 Levi's types material. Everything like a blanket, some exchanger, diverter, etc. Why you produce 5? Should you focus one?
Yeah, that's really good questions. So if we're gonna pick up 3 products, we're gonna choose gyrotrons, blanket, diverters. Because first of all, gyrotron is ready to the market. Everyone requires gyrotrons because gyrotron is a system to ignite plasma. So it's now required by the market. However, thermal cycle system, blanket and diverter, this is gonna be required next 2 to 3 years. But if we do not do that, anyone can do that. So we have to cultivate the market, and we have to accelerate R&D.
Additional question. What is the most your core products or more strongest competitive product in this 5?
Gyrotrons, definitely.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Murat?
If I may ask about, congratulations, and I'm personally very interested in nuclear fusion, and congratulations on your achievements. The business model, do you sell a gyrotron to like Commonwealth, or do you license it? Like how would you, when Commonwealth achieves like fusion, how will you be valued? I'm very interested in that.
Yeah. Commonwealth, Tokamak Energy, UKA, those are our customers. Then we built our gyrotrons. Then we sell gyrotron to the every companies, every institutions. Then, for instance, UK governmental institution, UK requires 350 sets of gyrotrons. So it's huge, and one set costs several millions. So it's a huge, and we're gonna sell gyrotron itself to our clients.
Okay, any other questions? Kathy?
Who are your main global competitors today?
To be honest, interestingly, surprisingly, no one, especially for thermal and blanket systems.
And why is that?
I want to know, but yeah, to be honest, so fusion can be split into two parts. One is how to make fusion happen. Then second one is how to extract heat from the fusion. Then everyone was focusing on this first phase, how to make fusion happen. But we go into the market from this second part. So that's the way we are now the only player in the market. Rather, they are competing each other in this part. And we have technologies because of 4 decades, 3 decades of tech professionals within our companies. So our CTO, Professor Satoshi Konshi, spent his 4 decades of life for this key reactor technologies. That's why we have it.
Okay. We actually don't have time, but Murat, you can go because you look like you're going to give me the news if I don't let you go. So
What if you built the reactor as well? Are you working on that as well on the side? Because then you'd be the complete solution.
Okay. Actually, we can build, we will be able to build reactors. But I don't want to say here now because we have clients around the world. But I'm already said, so how can I manage?
All right, thank you very much. That was Kyoto Fusioneering Limited. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました. Okay, so that was our last presenter for the day, which means that it brings to an end the presentations by the finalists of the City-Tech Challenge. Thank you once again to all of our great finalists. City-Tech Challenge, as you know, the pitch competition received 338 applications from 35 countries around the world. And from among them, 20 companies were selected as semifinalists, and they all pitched yesterday. And from out of those, 7 companies, which you saw here on stage today, were chosen to go on to the final round. The winner of this final round, as I mentioned, will get a cash prize of 10 million Japanese yen, which will be awarded to the winner, which will, after this, be decided. So before we ask our judges to go to the back room and start their deliberations, I'd like to get just a few words, maybe some overall comments from each of our judges. So we're just going to go, in order. So Andres, can you give us a few comments, if you would?
We have a very tough job to do right now selecting a winner. This was mind-blowing. I learned a lot in the last couple of hours. I'm very excited for all the companies today.
All right, thank you very much. Liam?
Thank you. I think what's really exciting about this challenge is how vast, in how many industries we covered, right? So from smart city to really smart lives, better health, so on and so forth. It's really about a whole wholesome way of living.
Murat?
I'm very excited that startups from around the world came to Tokyo to pitch their companies. So thank you again to Koike-san for leading this effort.
Okay. Kathy?
Very impressed by the extreme diversity of the businesses and really high quality presentations. So well done, everybody. We have a very difficult few minutes ahead.
Thank you very much. And last, Koichiro-san?
Very diversified business and a very different stage of the company. And I think we are going to have a very difficult judgment.
I'm sure you will. So let's get started right away. So we're going to ask our judges to please leave the room and continue on with your deliberations. Ladies and gentlemen, if you give them another round of applause, please. 改めて拍手お願いします. I both envy you and don't envy you. So we'll be looking forward to your judgment in just a little bit. Thank you very much. Just on a personal note, myself, I've been watching a lot of these startups actually from the very beginning yesterday. Just absolutely the passion, the imagination, the inspiration. For people like me who don't have a background in these sort of things, I just look at it as amazing. It fills me with confidence that the future is bright. We have people that are really making this big effort to try to solve the world's problems, and I'm just looking forward to the judgment by our judges. And of course, hopefully we'll have this event again next year and all the more startups that we'll be seeing in the near future. Okay, so as I mentioned, that is the end of the City-Tech Challenge final presentations. We're going to take about a 15-minute break, I believe. We should be back about 5 minutes after 5, unless there is a correction. 5 minutes after 5, are we looking okay on that? No one's saying no, so we'll say 5 minutes after 5, 15-minute break. See you back here, and then we'll go on to our awards ceremony after that. So we see you back in just a few moments. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, we are back, and it's time to start the closing session and, of course, the awards ceremony. それでは再開させていただきます。これからアワードセレモニーに移らせていただきます。I'd like to say once again thank you to all of the finalists for their exciting presentations. You can see them up here on the stage or up here on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give them one more round of applause? They're here in the very front. Give them a round of applause. Wonderful, wonderful presentations. Inspiring, interesting. Thank you very much. Okay, so of course we're going to move on to our awards ceremony right away. First off, we're going to start by announcing the special prizes from our sponsors. So first off is the special prize by the ENEOS Corporation. So I'd like to ask Mr. Takahiro Omachi, the Deputy General Manager, Emerging Business Development Department, to please come to the stage. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, so the special prize by ENEOS Corporation goes to Ultrapax Pte. Ltd. Congratulations! Please come on to the stage. Okay. So from the ENEOS Corporation, an opportunity to make a collaboration proposal will be the award. All right, congratulations. おめでとうございます。それではご登壇ください。Please exit to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next award. Our next award is the special prize from the Shimizu Corporation. So we're going to ask Mr. Daisuke Kato, Group Leader, Carbon Neutrality and Energy New Technology Development Group, to come to the stage. A round of applause, please. So the award will be from the Shimizu Corporation, providing a place for an activity at the Shimizu Innovation Center. So the special prize by the Shimizu Corporation goes to Kyoto Fusioneering Incorporated. All right, congratulations. Let me get a quick picture. All right, congratulations once again. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. おめでとうございます。All right, moving right along, our next award is a special prize from the Mitsubishi Estate Company Limited. So we're going to ask Mr. Hiroshi Sano, General Manager, Area Management Planning Department, Open Innovation Promotion Office, to the stage. Another round of applause, please. So this prize includes a half-year membership for the M-Cube Open Innovation Community and Facility Use. So the special prize by Mitsubishi Estate Company Limited goes to Sinspective Incorporated. Congratulations. Get a quick picture. All right, congratulations once again. 本当におめでとうございます。Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next award, which is the special prize from the Tokyo.Tokyo2023. And we'll ask Kentaro Kitanami, the Senior Manager, Innovation City Development Office, Urban Policy Office Area Development Department, to please come to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. All right, the contents of this award includes a half-year ticket to use their incubation facility for startups in YNK. So, the special prize by the Tokyo Tatemono Company Limited goes to, once again, Sinspective Incorporated. Double winner, all right. All right, おめでとうございます。Congratulations. All right, we got the picture. Thank you very much. Okay. Congratulations, your second time. Okay, now moving on to our next special award. This special prize is provided by the Matsui Fudosan Company Limited. So we'll ask Mr. Hiroshi Asahina, the Executive Manager at the Innovation Group Life Science Innovation Department, to come to the stage. A round of applause, please. This award will include a prize for the Link J enrollment fee exemption and a one-year fee exemption offered as the award. So, the special prize by Matsui Fudosan Company Limited goes to Alchemy Foodtech Pte.Ltd. Limited. Congratulations. 本当におめでとうございます。All right, thank you very much. Okay, now we'll be moving on to our next special prize, which comes from the Tokyo Corporation. So we'd like to ask Ms. Kumiko Degawa, Director of Shibuya Q's, to please come to the stage. A round of applause, please. Actually, emceed at Q's just a few days ago. Absolutely wonderful venue. So the free enrollment for co-creation facility Shibuya Q's plus a free membership for 6 months will be the award. So the special prize from the Tokyo Corporation goes to Ultrapax Pte.Ltd. Limited. Congratulations. おめでとうございます。Okay, thank you very much. Moving right along, our next special award is a special prize by the Tokyo Land Corporation. So let's ask Mr. Yasuhiro Kurokawa, Operating Officer, Shibuya Development Business Division, Urban Business Unit, to come to the stage. A round of applause if you would. This has quite a bit in it. So the Tokyo Land Corporation's special prize includes a free use of business airport, which is a shared office for 6 months, meal vouchers at Tokyo Plaza, and voucher for using Shibuya saunas. So now, yeah, I know, that's great, isn't it? I want one too. The special prize by the Tokyo Land Corporation goes to Ultrapax Pte.Ltd. Limited. you get to enjoy the saunas. I'm sure after these 2 days, you can really use it. All right, congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Probably thinking I want to go starting tonight. Okay. Next up is the award for the special prize by the Tokyo Kiraboshi Financial Group. This is now, so I'd like to ask Mr. Shoji Suzuki, the General Manager, Partnership Promotion Division, to please come to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. So the prize from Kiraboshi Financial Group Incorporated includes a 1-year right to use the Kickspace Haneda, which is an incubation facility near Haneda Airport. Okay, so the special prize from the Kiraboshi Financial Group Incorporated goes to Tractable Limited. All right, congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Are you good for the pictures? All right, thank you very much and congratulations once again. Oh, next up, the next award is a special prize by Usabase Incorporated. So let's ask Mr. Nobuaki Chiba, Initial Chief Executive Officer, to please come to the stage. A round of applause, if you would. So from Usabase Incorporated, this prize includes a participation in networking events with the initial users, VCs, CBCs, and other business companies. So the special prize by Usabase Incorporated goes to Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Limited. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Okay, our next award now is the special prize from the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. The presenter is Mr. Eiichiro Kodama, who is the Director General for Global Financial Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Let's give him a round of applause. So the contents of this award from the Tokyo Metropolitan Government include an entry support program for expanding their business to Tokyo. We're actually going to have several winners for this prize, and I will announce them now. The special prize by Tokyo Metropolitan Government goes to Blue Space AI Incorporated, Tractable Limited, Touring Chain Ltd, Alterpax Pte. Limited, and Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Limited. Congratulations to our 5 companies. So I'd now like to ask Mr. Kodama to confer the award one by one. So let's start off with Blue Space AI Incorporated. Congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. Okay, thank you very much. I got the picture. All right, next up is Tractable Limited. Next up, Touring Chain Limited. Okay, Okay, next up is Ultrapacks Pte. Ltd. All right. And last but of course not least, Alchemy Foodtech Pte. Ltd. Okay, so we want to get a group photo, so if we can ask our recipients and Mr. Kodama to please move to the front of the stage, if you would. Okay, congratulations once again. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Okay, so please exit the stage. Thank you once again to Mr. Kodama. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. So everyone, the moment that you've all been waiting for is finally here. The announcement of the City-Tech Challenge Grand Prize. This winner will receive a cash prize of 10 million Japanese yen as the award. So the City-Tech Challenge Grand Prize goes to Kyoto Fusioneering Limited. Congratulations! Please come up to the stage. This award will be presented by the Governor of Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Tokyo Metropolitan Government is a member of the executive committee that hosts City-Tech Tokyo. So now let's ask Governor Koike to please come to the stage. Let's give her a big round of applause. Okina hakushu onegai shimasu. Governor Koike, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. And now we've got this part too. Not just a trophy. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, so now we would like to take just a moment to get a few words from the winners, Kyoto Fusioneering Limited. So, Mr. Seko, if you would, give us a few words.
Yes, first of all, thank you so much. This is truly honorable, and thank you very much. Then, one of my biggest mission here is to increase the awareness of fusion energy. Then I think I accomplished this mission. But again, Japan has a big potential to lead this fusion energy. So please remember fusion. Then at the same time, you may forget about fusion tonight. So before you go to the bed, please say fusion, fusion, fusion 3 times at least. Then finally, at the very beginning of my pitch, I mentioned what is the biggest challenge for human beings? Then I said it's energy and carbon emissions. However, now I have there are different answers. I think it'd be happiness, enthusiasm, excitement, power. Then we individually have to change slightly of the world. So from Tokyo, from Japan, we want to change the world with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations to Kyoto Fusioneering Limited. 本当におめでとうございます。どうぞご講談ください。If you would, please exit the stage. Okay, so we're going to take just a moment to get a few comments from our judges. Maybe you could give us a few words about our winner. So we're going to start off with Andres, if you would. There you are. Okay.
Thank you very much. To me, it was an honor to be part of this event. It is very easy to be pessimistic about what's going on in the world today, but today I leave very optimistic because I got to see the future of humanity. It looks bright, and today I was able to see many, many companies creating history. And I think that's the case of our winner today, so thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you. Lim, can we get a few words from you as well?
Hi, everyone. So I think what's really inspiring and really, really good job to Tokyo Metropolitan Government and all the other partners here today is that the diversity that we saw in all these technologies. It's not just about building a smart city, but smart lives and a sustainable future. And I would very much love to see myself living in a place like this, where I would use disposable materials, where my life is imprinted, on the blockchain, where everything that I do, it is net zero carbon. So good job to all the founders, and I hope you all keep dreaming that dream and keep building for a better sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Murat, can we get a few words from you as well?
Thank you very much. Actually, I am very proud to be here because Koike-san visited New York City around 6 months ago and told me about this conference. And now looking at you, I feel so proud of their accomplishment with Miyasaka-san. This is a great moment for Japan. Also, as a person who's very passionate about solving the climate problem, a fusion company from Japan winning the award, I think, is symbolic of Japan's really openness to innovation and dedication to fixing the climate problem. And all the finalists deserve many awards, but this has been truly an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing more amazing global companies from Japan. Koike-san, Miyasaka-san, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kathy, if you would, please.
Just wanted to add my congratulations to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. I know this was a huge amount of work, but I think you all agree with me that the quality of the presentations of all the founders was absolutely excellent. It's difficult to make a presentation in 50 minutes about your company, but in 5 minutes, it's almost impossible. So really, well done to all of you. And we hope that the government will continue this and will bring more startups to the global stage. Omedetou gozaimasu.
Thank you very much. And Koichiro-san, can you wrap things up for us?
Congratulations for the great successful event, and more importantly, we are observing and witnessed the great future potentials. And we are very amazed even in the 5 minutes presentation, we see the big swing home run possibility. We never have a solid company of the fusion, but we see the potential, we believe that we bought it. And the other company also creating the new future city potential and that very bright aspect after the COVID reopening the countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, now that we've gotten our comments from our judges, I'd like to ask everyone to direct their attention to the screen. We've got a brief digest video of our last 2 days, so let's take a look. Here we go.
Begins the challenge and innovation to build sustainable cities. Let us shape the future together.
Maybe one to say yes.
Including, of course, the smart city.
because it's so amazing.
We really miss in-person events like this one.
We get to meet a lot of people.
There are so many technological innovations, tech startups.
毎年できるといいですね。